Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Björn Ulvaeus is a Swedish musician, songwriter, producer, and entrepreneur, best known as a founding member of the legendary pop group ABBA. One of the most successful and influential bands in music history. Born on April 25, 1945, in Gothenburg, Sweden, Ulvaeus grew up in Västervik, where his early passion for music developed through his interest in folk and skiffle. Early career in the Hootenanny Singers before ABBA. Ulvaeus gained national attention as a member of the Hootenanny Singers, a popular Swedish folk group during the 1960s. The band was signed to Polar Music, run by Stig Anderson, who would later become ABBA's manager. Around this time, Ulvaeus met Benny Andersson, a member of another successful Swedish group, the Hep Stars. The two men formed a close friendship and songwriting partnership that would soon reshape pop music. Formation of ABBA in the late 1960s. Ulvaeus and Andersson began writing songs together and recording demos. Their personal lives became intertwined when Björn met Agnetha Faltskog, a rising Swedish singer, and Benny began dating Annie Frid Lyngstad, Frida. The quartet started performing together, and in 1972 they officially formed ABBA, taking their name from the initials of their first names. ABBA's global success. Ulvaeus co-wrote many of ABBA's biggest hits with Benny Andersson, including Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia, Waterloo, The Winner Takes It All, Fernando, and Take a Chance on Me. His songwriting combined infectious melodies with clever, often emotional lyrics that appealed to audiences worldwide. ABBA's breakthrough came when Waterloo won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974, propelling them to international fame. Over the next decade, ABBA became one of the most successful music acts in the world, selling hundreds of millions of records and defining the sound of 1970s pop. After ABBA. Following ABBA's breakup in the early 1980s, Ulvaeus continued collaborating with Andersson on several musical projects. They wrote music for stage productions such as Chess, 1984, a concept album and musical featuring hits like One Night in Bangkok. Their work displayed a more theatrical and complex style than ABBA's pop output, earning critical acclaim. Ulvaeus and Andersson later contributed to the creation of the hit musical, Mamma Mia, 1999, based on ABBA's songs. The musical became a worldwide phenomenon, followed by a successful film adaptation in 2008 and a sequel, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, 2018. These projects reintroduced ABBA's music to new generations and solidified the band's cultural legacy. Personal life and beliefs. Björn Ulvaeus married Agnetha Faltskog in 1971, and they had 2 children before divorcing in 1980. He later married Lena Callersio in 1981, with whom he has 2 daughters. He is known for his intellect, wit, and thoughtful approach to life. Ulvaeus has publicly identified as a humanist and an atheist, supporting secularism and rational thought. Beyond music, he has been active in business and copyright advocacy, particularly through his work with Cashless Sweden, promoting digital payments and combating piracy in the music industry. Legacy and influence. Björn Ulvaeus is celebrated not only as one half of ABBA's creative core but also as a master craftsman of pop songwriting. His ability to blend melody, harmony, and emotion helped make ABBA's music timeless and universally beloved. Today, he continues to work on various creative and philanthropic projects, including involvement in the ABBA Voyage digital concert experience, where virtual avatars perform alongside a live band. His work has left an indelible mark on the global music landscape, ensuring that ABBA's sound and spirit endure for generations to come. Songwriting philosophy and creative process. Björn Ulvaeus's approach to songwriting has always been rooted in collaboration, structure, and emotional honesty. Alongside Benny Andersson, he formed one of the most successful songwriting duos in modern music, often compared to Lennon-McCartney for their melodic brilliance and enduring influence. Ulvaeus typically wrote the lyrics, while Andersson composed the music, though their creative process was deeply intertwined. They would spend hours at the piano, crafting melodies and experimenting with harmonies before Ulvaeus added words that fit the emotional tone of the music. His lyrics were often inspired by personal experiences, reflections on love, loss, and human vulnerability. Songs like "The Winner Takes It All" and "Knowing Me, Knowing You" reveal a depth and melancholy rarely found in pop music of their era. Ulvaeus has described his lyrical approach as a blend of clarity and subtlety, aiming to write lyrics that were both universally relatable and distinctly poetic. He often credited his love of literature and storytelling for shaping his writing. Even when ABBA's songs were upbeat or danceable, they often carried undercurrents of sadness or introspection, giving them lasting resonance. Intellectual pursuits and cultural views. Beyond music, Björn Ulvaeus has established himself as a thoughtful public intellectual. He is known for his outspoken advocacy of secular humanism, emphasizing reason, compassion, and freedom of thought over religious or dogmatic belief. A member of Humanist Sweden, he has written essays and given speeches on topics ranging from ethics and education to digital innovation and copyright reform. Ulvaeus has also been a strong supporter of artists' rights in the digital age. Having witnessed firsthand how technology transformed the music industry, he became a vocal proponent of fair compensation for creators and intellectual property protection. He also championed Sweden's move toward a cashless society, believing that digital transactions could reduce corruption and crime. Later career and business ventures. In the decades following ABBA's initial disbandment, Ulvaeus continued to expand his creative horizons. Along with Andersson, he co-founded Benny Andersson's Orkester, BAO, a band blending Swedish folk and classical influences. Their collaboration showcased the pair's musical versatility and deep love for traditional Scandinavian sounds. Ulvaeus also became heavily involved in theatrical and immersive entertainment. He co-produced the ABBA Museum in Stockholm, which opened in 2013 and has become one of Sweden's top tourist attractions. The museum offers fans an interactive journey through ABBA's history, technology, and artistry, a testament to Ulvaeus's vision of combining creativity with innovation. Perhaps his most ambitious project in recent years has been ABBA Voyage, launched in 2022. The show features digital avatars of ABBA performing alongside a live band in a specially built arena in London. The groundbreaking production merges advanced motion capture, holography, and live music, a futuristic celebration of nostalgia that redefines what live performance can be. Ulvaeus played a key role in shaping its concept and ensuring it preserved ABBA's legacy while embracing modern technology. Personality and legacy. Björn Ulvaeus is widely admired for his discipline, intelligence, and quiet charisma. Unlike the flamboyant image often associated with pop stars, he has always carried himself with modesty and thoughtfulness. His calm demeanor balanced the more exuberant personalities around him, and his intellectual curiosity continues to drive his work well into his late 70s. He once said that ABBA's success was rooted not in trends or image, but in craftsmanship and sincerity, the belief that a song should communicate something genuine, however simple. This philosophy helped create a catalog of music that transcends generations, languages, and cultural boundaries. Honors and recognition. Ulvaeus's contributions to music and culture have earned him numerous honors. Along with his ABBA bandmates, He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2010 and the Swedish Music Hall of Fame in 2014. He has received honorary doctorates for his artistic achievements and humanitarian efforts. His songs continue to be performed, sampled, and celebrated worldwide, with ABBA's music inspiring countless artists and being featured in films, stage musicals, and cultural events. Few pop composers have achieved such a perfect balance between commercial success and artistic respect. Enduring impact today, Björn Ulvaeus stands as one of the most important songwriters and cultural figures of the 20th and 21st centuries. His work has not only defined an era of pop music but has also shaped how future generations understand melody, lyricism, and storytelling. Whether through the euphoric joy of Dancing Queen, the bittersweet reflection of Slipping Through My Fingers, or the timeless optimism of Thank You for the Music, Ulvaeus's creative spirit continues to remind the world of the power of a well-crafted song, one that speaks to both the heart and the intellect. Personal relationships and their influence on ABBA's music. Björn Ulvaeus's relationships, both personal and professional, were deeply interwoven with the story of ABBA. His marriage to Agnetha Faltskog was not only a union between two talented artists but also one of the emotional pillars that defined ABBA's music. Their chemistry, along with the relationship between Benny Andersson and Annie Frid Lyngstad, gave the band a distinctive emotional authenticity. When ABBA first rose to fame, both couples were happily married, and their love and optimism were reflected in early songs such as Honey, Honey, and I Do, I Do, I Do, I Do, I Do. These tracks radiated the joy and romantic fantasy that defined the group's early sound. However, as their personal relationships changed, so too did the tone of their music. By the late 1970s, both relationships were under strain. Björn and Agnetha divorced in 1980, and Benny and Frida followed soon after. These personal upheavals bled into their songwriting. Knowing Me, Knowing You, One of Us, and The Winner Takes It All became reflections of heartbreak and emotional complexity. Ulvaeus wrote the lyrics to The Winner Takes It All in the aftermath of his own separation from Agnetha, though he has insisted that the song is not purely autobiographical. Its tone of regret and emotional honesty made it one of ABBA's most powerful and enduring works. Agnetha's poignant vocal delivery turned it into a universal anthem of lost love. Ulvaeus later reflected that these periods of tension, while painful, gave ABBA's music a rare depth. We wrote pop songs, yes, but they carried a sadness that came from real life. I think that's why people still feel them so strongly. The intertwined lives of the four members created a dynamic of real human storytelling, transforming ABBA's catalog into a chronicle of joy, disillusionment, and hope. Björn's ability to channel private emotion into universal expression remains one of his defining artistic gifts. Philosophical outlook and life. After fame in the years following ABBA's breakup, Björn Ulvaeus retreated somewhat from the spotlight, choosing to focus on writing, family, and new creative ventures. Yet he has remained an active thinker, philosopher, and cultural commentator. He often speaks about rationality, science, and the importance of questioning tradition. A committed atheist, Ulvaeus has written essays arguing that morality and compassion do not depend on religion, but on empathy and education. His worldview emphasizes progress, technology, and ethics, reflecting the same clarity and precision found in his songwriting. Ulvaeus has also supported various social causes, particularly in education and cultural preservation. He has advocated for music education in schools and the preservation of Sweden's cultural identity through language and the arts. In interviews, He comes across as reflective and humble, rare qualities for someone whose work has reached billions. He often credits luck, collaboration, and discipline for his success, noting that creativity alone is never enough without structure and persistence. Technological vision and innovation. Björn Ulvaeus is not only an artist but also a forward-thinking entrepreneur. He has long been fascinated by how technology shapes creativity and society. His advocacy for digital payment systems in Sweden positioned him as one of the country's most influential voices in the transition toward a cashless economy. He has also been instrumental in projects that merge art and technology, such as the ABBA Voyage digital concert experience. Working alongside engineers, designers, and filmmakers, Ulvaeus helped pioneer a new form of live performance using digital avatars of the ABBA members. The project represented his belief that innovation and nostalgia can coexist, a fusion of memory, music, and modernity. He once remarked that technology should serve emotion, not replace it, a statement that perfectly captures his lifelong balance between intellect and feeling, personality and public image. Despite his immense fame, Björn Ulvaeus remains measured, introspective, and understated. Colleagues describe him as meticulous, with a love of order and detail, qualities that contributed to ABBA's legendary precision in recording. He is also known for his sense of humor and his warmth toward fans. Ulvaeus rarely engages in celebrity culture, preferring meaningful dialogue to glamour. His interviews reveal a man constantly seeking understanding of himself, of art, and of the world. He values integrity and authenticity, qualities he believes are central to both music and life. ABBA's reunion and renewed legacy. In 2021, Ulvaeus reunited with Benny, Agnetha, and Annie Frid to release ABBA's first new studio album in nearly 40 years, Voyage. The album, recorded in secret, was met with global excitement and critical acclaim. It featured songs that echoed the emotional depth of their earlier work while addressing themes of time, memory, and enduring friendship. Ulvaeus described the reunion as a joyful circle completed, a chance for the group to reconnect through the language that had always bound them, music. Songs like "I Still Have Faith in You" reflect on reconciliation and shared history, serving as a moving coda to one of pop music's most remarkable stories. Legacy. Björn Ulvaeus's influence extends far beyond ABBA. As a lyricist, thinker, and innovator, he helped craft a body of work that defined not just a decade but an emotional language understood across cultures. His songs have soundtracked weddings, heartbreaks, and celebrations across generations. He represents the rare artist who combined pop sensibility with philosophical depth, someone who understood that a simple melody could carry profound truths about love, time, and human connection. Even decades after ABBA's heyday, Ulvaeus continues to inspire musicians, writers, and thinkers who see in his work the power of creativity guided by intellect and heart. Collaborations beyond ABBA. Following ABBA's dissolution in 1982, Björn Ulvaeus and Benny Andersson embarked on a new creative phase that showcased their evolution from pop hitmakers to sophisticated musical dramatists. Their post-ABBA works explored deeper themes: politics, faith, love, and human struggle, while retaining the melodic strength that had defined their earlier music. Chess, 1984 to 1986, one of Ulvaeus's most celebrated collaborations after ABBA was the musical Chess, created with Benny Andersson and lyricist Tim Rice. Best known for his work with Andrew Lloyd Webber, Jesus Christ Superstar, Evita. Chess is a Cold War-era love story set against an international chess tournament between an American and a Soviet player. The musical's complex emotional and political themes reflected Ulvaeus's and Andersson's desire to write for a more mature audience. Ulvaeus contributed to the lyrical and narrative structure, co-writing songs that combined grandeur with poignancy. The score produced enduring hits such as One Night in Bangkok, a satirical pop anthem performed by Murray Head that became an international hit. I Know Him So Well, a powerful duet recorded by Elaine Paige and Barbara Dickson, which reached #1 in the UK charts. Chess premiered in London's West End in 1986 to great acclaim for its music, though its complex story divided critics. Over time, it gained cult status and is now considered one of the most musically sophisticated works of 1980s theatre. For Ulvaeus, Chess represented a turning point, a bridge between pop and musical theatre, and proof that he and Andersson could thrive creatively beyond ABBA's shadow. Kristina Fran Duvemåla, 1995. In the 1990s, Ulvaeus and Andersson returned to their Swedish roots with Kristina Fran Duvemåla, a sweeping musical adaptation of Vilhelm Moberg's classic novels The Emigrants. The story follows a family of Swedish settlers seeking a new life in America during the 19th century. Ulvaeus wrote the Swedish lyrics, which are widely regarded as some of his most poetic and emotionally profound work. The musical's blend of folk, classical, and theatrical elements reflected the duo's love for Scandinavian culture and history. Songs like Du måste finnas, You Have to Be There, and Guldet blev till sand, The Gold Turned to Sand, became modern Swedish standards. The production was a massive critical and commercial success in Sweden, running for nearly 4 years and later performed in concert versions in New York and London. Through Kristina, Ulvaeus demonstrated his mastery of storytelling in the Swedish language, crafting lyrics that explored faith, identity, and the immigrant experience with poetic realism. Mamma Mia! 1999 present. In the late 1990s, Ulvaeus and Andersson's music found new life through the global phenomenon Mamma Mia, a jukebox musical created by British playwright Catherine Johnson. Featuring ABBA's beloved songs woven into a romantic comedy set on a Greek island, it premiered in London in 1999 and quickly became one of the most successful musicals in history.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.